Good morning. Welcome to Coaches Go Social. I'm so excited that you're here with me. If you're watching the replay, you are not going to want to miss this. Yes, we are going live on Election Day. We were talking about everything except the election. So don't worry about that. We're here to have fun. We're going to have so much fun. We might even break the internet. So if the internet breaks, I'm so sorry. I apologize in advance. This is actually the second show in a row that I'm having two guests on, which is so exciting because we are talking today about how to start your own live show and how to make it memorable, how to scale it, how to get people to show up, how to create community, all these awesome things that we love about live streaming. We want to help you understand the benefits of live streaming as well. So if you're here, make sure to say hi. Hey, Nancy, thanks for showing up. We're so excited that you're here. We are going to be having so much fun. We're going to talk about everything to do with a live show, how to launch it, and how to make it something that people want to show up to and that they're super excited to watch, either live if they can show up live or on the replay. And then how to decide if you should have your live show on certain times of days, certain days that there are very big things going on in the world like there is today. So I took a look at kind of what's going on in the world in my social media feeds, and there was a lot of positivity, a lot of happiness and inspiration out there. And I thought it was a really good time to continue my live show and also to bring on guests that are really going to bring you value and bring you really exciting tips and tricks and things that you can use to grow your business by being the host of your very own live show. As I mentioned before, I created my course just recently, Capitalize with Live, Create Your Own Wave, and you can be the host of your own live show with all of the support and tips and tricks. And the guests that I have on today, Tim Sohn and Brian Schulman, are going to be sharing about their course and how they can help you if you already have a live show, how to scale it. So if you're here, make sure you say hi, ask all the questions. This is super interactive, super fun. We're going to have a blast today. I'm super excited. So my name is Amy Iram. I'm the founder of Capitalize Social Media. I help life and business coaches gain visibility and increase impact using the power of live video. And I am going to bring on my guest here in just a second. Before that, I do want to make sure that you know that my show is sponsored by Wave Video. Wave.video is a super easy tool you can use to repurpose and recreate clips from your current show. So it takes your show to a next level to make it even more memorable and to really create that excitement around it. So I'm going to show you my intro video that I created using Wave.video, and then I'm going to bring on my guests. So thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned. Yes, here they are, the astronauts themselves. Oh,
Amy!
Amy!
How is it out there in the universe?
Whoa! It's pretty spacey.
It's nice being here. It's nice being at a distance from planet Earth today.
There you go. Yeah, as far away as you can get. I hear you. I hear you. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for being here. So excited to have you, and I'm really excited to bring some value and some laughs. Of course, we start out with some laughs. We want to make sure we're bringing value and making sure people that are wanting to start their own live show, and then some that already have their own show want to make it even better and more memorable. We're going to teach them about how to do that. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
It's so wonderful to be with you. Thanks, Amy.
Thanks for allowing me the opportunity for my second show in a row that I have two guests on. It's always different to mix it up and see how you can get all the tech work when there's more than one guest. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
You guys are doing a great job of moving around, looking like you're actually in the atmosphere. And I'm actually not home. This is not my background. I'm not in my home either. I am an undisclosed location on a little vacation.
Breaking news.
Breaking news, right? Exactly. Now, I have had both of you guys on my show before, so this is a unique opportunity to have you both on at the same time. And not only that, we're going to really talk about the resources that we have and the tips and tricks that we have for our audience to start and to scale their own show. So, talking about all the things to do with live streaming, and that it doesn't have to be so scary. It can be something that if once you get past all the tech, all the nervousness, all of that, like you can really have an awesome connection with your audience. So that's what I'm talking about today. So Brian, why don't you start us off and tell us, what, I know you've been live streaming since the dawn of time. Take us back to the beginning of life on Earth. I mean, on LinkedIn. When you first started, I know you've told this story a little bit before on my show, but in case people are here that haven't heard it, like back to when you first started live stream, like what was it like for you? Now, people see you and they see you on live video all the time, but we all have to start somewhere. So what was that like for you?
Yeah, it was just like getting on LinkedIn video for the first time. It was terrifying and, didn't know what I was doing. And we had to learn. That was not only just doing something new, but then you had to learn new technology because you have to use a third party to go live on LinkedIn. So there was lots of newness, if that's a word, I'm creating it. Lots of newness and excitement and fear at the same time. And I think with fear comes excitement, and you just kind of take the leap, right? As we always talk about, just take the leap, take the step. I mean, 80% of it is just starting, right? Once you start, then you just kind of roll with it. So LinkedIn Live actually launched in beta February of 2019. And it's crazy to think that it's been a year and a half almost that's gone by. But just such an incredible experience. Live streaming is so amazing because, you have the ability to connect with people in ways that I think you don't necessarily think about, especially in the times that we've been in, right? Because we can't walk out of our house per se and go visit a friend, or we can't go to conferences. We can't go visit our partners, our clients, our prospects, our family. So going live allows you to connect with people in a really amazing way where you can truly have that experience like, Brainy Smurf here with somebody that, that you wouldn't be able to do unless Tim actually went and bought a mask at a store and showed up that way. But
that's so true.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're watching, we want to know if you're here and if you've done a live streaming show before. Talk to us. Let us know, what questions you have about either that you started your show when you're trying to kind of get to that next level, or you're still trying to figure out if you want to start your show. I primarily focus on Facebook Live. That recently LinkedIn Live became a thing, and I wanted to ask you quickly, Brian, about LinkedIn Live and how it's like this elusive thing, or it has been, where you have to. I recently gained access to LinkedIn Live by applying a few times, and there's people that are like, I can't get access to LinkedIn Live, and they're upset about it, or they just don't know why, because there really is no answers. Do you have any tips or any kind of thought process behind that at all?
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you who aren't aware, so LinkedIn Live, like I said, it launched in beta in February of 2019. And so there's some interesting new stats. So there's over 700 million people on LinkedIn. I think it's about 760, if I recall the last stat, which is grown since 675 million pre-pandemic. So that's a big deal. One, I can't say I'm surprised, right? Because much more and more people have been getting online, obviously, since the pandemic 9 months ago. I think it was now, right?
9 years. It was like 9 years ago.
Nine years ago. Yes, exactly. So you know, I'm actually waiting for an update, but you know, the last I heard it was 500 plus people. I've heard different stats. I'm still going with these numbers until I'm debunked on it. But you know, around 500 plus people that are approved broadcasters on LinkedIn, because you have to go through an application process, and it is extensive. And most people do not get approved. So many people are applying. But it's great to see more and more new broadcasters pop up on LinkedIn. So there is a link that you can go to apply, and we'll make sure that you have that. What I would say first and foremost is don't be discouraged if your application is denied. That's number one. Because honestly, most everyone gets denied. And it's like you get an auto email, and then you just need to keep applying, like Amy shared, you know, and so here's some tips for you. So if your application gets denied, and expect that it will, there's no one-hit wonders, if you will, or very few. I actually got access and didn't apply. So again, it's a far and few, but most people have to go through the process. So if you get denied, here are the steps anyway that you should go through. So step one is go live on other platforms. So Amy mentioned Facebook, right? There's Facebook, there's YouTube, there's Instagram. There's so many platforms that you can go live on, but those are some good examples. Always make sure that you have it set to public so that you can share those links to those shows. And we'll talk about that in a second too, and why that's important. Step two is create native videos on LinkedIn. So creating and uploading native videos on LinkedIn is something that's really important to do, because it shows LinkedIn that you know how to do that, right? That's something that's important. You want them to be able to understand that, okay, one, you know how to show up. B, they understand like who you are and kind of, you know, how you're showing up and what you're talking about. It gives them a taste of your vibe, so to speak, right? The cool thing about that is step two actually helps you, or I should say step one, going live on other platforms, helps you accomplish step two. How? Repurposing your content, guys. It's one of the most important things that you should be doing is repurposing your live stream content from your shows and using that and creating 60-second bites and posting those as videos. So what I would do is I would say, great, just had a show, take 60 seconds from that, create a quick LinkedIn video or a video to post on LinkedIn, say, hey, episode 125 of my live show, Coaches Go Social. We were live on Facebook and YouTube. Don't have LinkedIn Live yet. Have applied multiple times. Hopefully it'll come soon. Wink, wink. And you give them a link in the comments. And that way, you know, you're able to let people know, one, that you were live, two, where to find you, three, lets LinkedIn know, again, the type of content you create from your shows. And then also include those links to the shows when you're reapplying. That's why I said make them public. So that way anyone can just click on that link. It'll take them to the show. They can see you. But you're also giving them a nice flash and a drip of your show so they can see what you're up to. Step three is engage in other live streams, right? In the scheme of 700 plus million people, there are not a lot of us that are broadcasting live on LinkedIn that are approved. So engage with other people's live streams, like right now, right? Amy is live on Facebook, on YouTube,
Comments,
on LinkedIn
let us know
Live.
you're here.
That's right. Go into the comments and engage, because LinkedIn actually does pay attention to who is engaging, as an example, on the platform. It also grows your tribe. You'll better understand the feature as well, but you'll meet so many amazing people in the comments, guys, and you'll build relationships. I mean, we have guests on our shows that have literally shown up. They've met each other in the comments. Next thing you know, like one person is a guest on another show, and it's all because they met in the comments. So it's a really, really cool thing that happens. Speaking of engaging on live streams, the other neat thing is that, just like I gave the example of how if you show up, you meet someone, they invite you to be a guest on their show, ask to be guests on people's shows. What's the worst thing that happens? They say no. You got a 50-50 shot, right? If you don't ask, you're 100% getting a no. But if you do ask, you got a 50% shot, right?
Speaking of which, too, actually, the last two people that commented, Sherry and my mom that's here. Hey, Mom. They could be a good collaboration, because Sherry's a health coach and my mom's a personal trainer. She does virtual personal training, and they could collaborate. So that's a good. So make sure to introduce yourself and let people know what you do, and you know, that way people can get to know you also.
Exactly.
So that's a really, really good point. Well, thank you for all of those live streaming, LinkedIn Live tips. I think it's really important too that like I was live streaming on Facebook for 9 months before I was able to do like 7.5 months, who's counting, but before I was able to get access to LinkedIn Live. But that's just, I was on Facebook because I wanted to serve my audience and bring value to the people watching, and then to give visibility to my guests. And so it's really important to, number one, know what your goal is, right? Know what your strategy, what your goal is. And that is ultimately what you really, what you're after. And then everything else will align with that. Once you figure out what you're really going live for and building a strategy around that. So wanted to share too, kind of at the beginning, the courses that we both have to help you, because you don't have to do this alone. When Brian first started, and Tim, I want you to talk about your course here in just a second too, because I want you to have a chance. That there's not, we don't have to be like guessing and wondering and like worrying like, how do I do this? Like, there is resources and tools available to you from people that have been doing it for a long time already. So my course is how to start your live show, from how to incorporate all the tech, how to get all the software lined up, how to create your strategy, how to bring on guests, and what to talk about, everything from A to Z on how to get your live show launched. That's what my Capitalize with Live show is. Create your own wave. Oh my gosh, sorry, I love my title. But you guys, shout out to the wave. Yes.
And the tides.
And the tides,
absolutely.
and the tide pool, the ocean
and
method, all that.
Yes.
I love all it. Of them. Oh, I want you guys to talk about your show. Let's talk in the comments here with people here, and then we're going to talk about your course, because I really want to hear more about it. Yes, Sherry, my mom here, Betsy Dyson, she's in the comments too. She is a personal trainer in Arizona. Yeah, see, they're introducing themselves. Woohoo! Yay, great. This is awesome. Make sure you're watching. Introduce yourself in the comments and let us know what you do, so you guys can all mingle together in the comments, because connecting and showing up live is one way. You can also show up in the comments, just like Brian was telling us. And then Nancy asked a question that makes me think, how do you come up with so many topic ideas? Planning. You guys, I'm sure you guys have a way of doing it. I plan in advance. I plan all of my themes by month, and I come up with, okay, what is my audience really asking me? What do they need? And then I create my theme around that. So then I say, this month we're talking about courses, how to create a course, courses that are available, how to sell your course, how to launch it. And then I bring on experts that have these unique, skills and sets of knowledge to share. So that's how I come up with mine. And how do you guys come up with your topics, Tim? Besides for your live shows, how do you come up with your topics for your live shows? And then, you guys creatively align that with your snap camera filters.
Yeah, so the shows that I do with Brian are very focused on positivity, putting the spotlight on others, making people laugh, especially right now, or else we would all be crying all day. So when we were, okay, maybe not all day. Well, maybe Brian is right now. Brian, do you need a tissue? I mean, Mr. Smurf.
There's no gravity in space, so the tears just kind of go all over the place.
Yeah.
But the shows are, Brian, go ahead.
No worries. I know. So just well, I think it'd be good too to talk about like your Tim and Jim show and how you guys do it too. But I mean, for Shout Out Saturday Live and What's Good Wednesday Live, we're both 131 episodes in respectively, and the filters and social distancing and that kind of stuff happened spontaneously through the pandemic. Earlier on, it was just something that I saw a lot of pain and a lot of suffering and a lot of sadness and a lot of, I don't know what to do. And just, we were all hit with this thing so hard. And I wanted to come up with something that was fun and something that, that added another dynamic to the show. And they're both about positivity and radiating positive vibes and sharing gratitude and sharing love and sharing the good, because there's always something good. There's always a silver lining, and, to matter what's going on. So, but yeah, I mean, so there's structure to those shows, right? But then added those different dynamics. And, Tim and I do a lot of ad hoc. We do a lot of riffing off of each other, and it's really fun. We have a really cool dynamic between our personalities. I'm very boisterous with my personality, and Tim is a little more reserved. But what I love about Tim is that most people don't know it unless you watch the show. Like, he's got this really awesome comedic side to him, and I love that I've been able to help kind of pull that out of him. And he's even said, he's like, it's really fun to let this other side of me out. And I think it's so important that we bring all of ourselves, right, to anything that we do, whether it's live video or native or pre-recorded video. We all have different vibes, right? So it's that comes back to something you said, Amy, which was, you got to know what your why is, right? Like, why are you starting a show? Like, what's the real heart purpose of it? It shouldn't just be, I'm doing a live show to generate business, because everybody's doing that, right? It's gotta be deeper than that, because that's what keeps you going, and that's what you feel, and it's all about the vibes. So,
absolutely. And I just want to say that I'm a Gemini, and I have two personalities all in one. So I bring that out to my.
I am too.
Are you really? No way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Going on.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Gemini's in the house. Lots of personalities floating around. You never know what you're going to get. Oh, Taurus? Well, you're right. It comes right after us. Oh, that's crazy. That's funny. Yes. Know your why. Have a strategy. Plan. Nancy, I would definitely say plan in advance. That helps me a lot, because especially when I want to have guests on, I've got to book them in advance. And I've booked all the way through the end of this year in January, pretty much. So I want to make sure that I've got people lined up, but then I also want to make sure
that's awesome.
That they're available, because I want to make sure that they block out their calendar. So that's important. Planning and content planning in general. I think with social media, as much as we want to be spontaneous and dynamic and all those fun things, we can still do that. I personally always preach that there needs to be a pattern behind it, consistency, and in order to get consistent, you need a plan. So tell us about your live show, or your course about live
Tim,
shows being memorable.
Yes, absolutely. So our course is called How to Make Your Live Show Memorable. Now more than ever, the course is specifically for people who already have live shows and they want to take their show to the next level. They want to increase visibility. They want to increase engagement of their show. So the course, the format of the course is it includes 6 recorded videos as well as 6 live Q&As with myself and Brian. It covers everything from how to figure out what your vibe is on live video to there's 2 sessions on engagement, everything you need to do to engage your audience before, during, and after the show, how to repurpose your videos, the tech, how to create a run of show if you don't already have one. Am I missing anything, Mr. Blah, blah, blah?
No, I mean, look, there's a bunch of dynamics to it, right? And I think the other thing I would like to actually just, and it's not to boast, but I just think it's important, right? Our shows have been featured in Forbes, Thrive Global, on Yahoo Finance. Our show was just syndicated on Halloween on IBM TV across, in addition to 7 other destinations. And again, I bring these things up because I think, social proof is really important, right? You're looking at us right now going, why are these guys looking like Dracula? It's fun. It's different. It's unique. It helps you stand out, right? I mean, think about it. There are so many people out there that are live streaming. You've got to stand out, right? And find ways to do that. Speaking of, by the way, shout out to Stephanie Liu, who actually introduced us to Snap Filters. For us to finally actually realize that we could integrate them into. Yes, it's Amy's little one.
Shout out to the little one.
Shout out to the little one.
The co-host.
Yes, Tyler. Where's Batman? So yes, it's important to stand out, right? It's important to stand out. It's important to be different. And you don't have to be a piece of bread or Batman to do that, right? Know that you are different. And by showing up and being you, that you are different. And Amy's so right. Consistency is so important, right? Because when you're consistent, it helps you. It helps your guests if you have guests on your show. It helps your tribe because then they know when you're going to show up and what you're going to talk about. Right, Amy?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And then we talk about what, you know, when we were talking about this earlier, like when there's a big thing going on, like the elephant in the room, there's a big election going on today. You think, okay, should I do my live show today? Yes, I should do my live show because my whole strategy, my purpose, my why is because I want to bring value to you. And I want to bring value to the people that are showing up, that are there to receive that value. And that's what right. I want to do. And that's why I should go live. Number one. Number two also is because remember that not everyone's going to catch you live. Of course, you want them there live whenever possible. But then there's also a lot of action you can get on the replay. A lot, like 50% more views just happen on the replay because it's there and people are going to go when they are able to. So it's important to, like you said, repurpose your content. And then that keeps it going, right? Because people can go watch the replay when you repurpose and create that content that's keeping it out in the world, all the ripple effects of your content, using that to repurpose.
It's such an important point, Amy, because you're so right. Like 50% of people that will view your live stream will be viewing it in replay for the first time. Yeah. So remember, it's not just about, right, you know, just the live stream. It's about what happens after the live stream, and it's about promoting that as well. You have so much content at your fingertips from your live stream that you can slice up and share as bits of content leading up from post show to the next show. If you're doing a weekly show, or maybe you're even doing a monthly show, right? Think about all the content. If you go live for 30 minutes or an hour and you take 60-second bites out of your live stream, you have so much content to put out there, right? So you're not having to create anything new. It's just going back and taking advantage of the content that you have and really making it work for you.
Yes, which brings up another topic, not to talk more about myself, but I will share something that I am writing a book. And the book is a collaboration of all of the my objective view of all of the advice that's been given on Coaches Go Social through the whole year. Actually, I just finished your 2 chapters over this last week. So I have written up your chapters in the book that I will announce at the end of this year what the actual title is. But stay tuned because it's coming. And that is one way.
Congratulations, Amy.
Thank you.
We're so
thank
happy
you for being guest. You know, there's so much to say for all of this advice that is given that, you know, you don't want to just to go away. You know, you don't just do a live show and then it's gone. Like, you have so much content and so much value that you're bringing that you want to use that to repurpose it and, you know, not be recreating, you know, what do they call it? Recreating the wheel. You know, you're actually like, you know, using that content in different forms where you can get the attention of different people. So thank you so much. Thank you, Nancy, for being here. Yes, Mom and Sherry, you guys should definitely connect. Woohoo! And also, yes, if what I'd like to do on my show is do an after party, which is a actual little Facebook Messenger chat room that when you're after the show, then my guests show up and I show up, and anyone that's live, we can actually chat face to face. We can see you and you can ask more questions. We can dig in deeper just for like 15 minutes. And I'll put the link in the comments here so you can join us in my little Messenger chat room. So that will be so much fun. Hopefully you can join us, Sherry, Nancy, everybody, Mom, come on in.
Yes, Mom.
Yes, we want to meet Mom.
Yes, copy and paste that link into your browser window, and then it's going to go straight to the Messenger chat. So we can talk more about live video and how we can really have a deeper connection with our audience. And this is one way that I like to do that. So any final notes, final little tidbits you have to share, guys?
Hey, look, I think the most important thing is, go ahead, Sam.
No, after you, Mr. Confetti.
I'm sure you're going to say the same thing anyway, so go ahead.
No. I was just going to say one last final tip I would leave is one thing that has really worked for the shows I do with Brian, as well with the Tim and Jim show and any other shows I work on, is like building a relationship with your audience through the direct messages and following up with every single person who comments on your show afterwards with a thank you in the direct messages. Those people are going to come back time and time again. And I think Brian's agreeing with me because he has hearts somehow appearing all over his face and just so much love bursting off the screen right now. But that was just that. I was going to say that would be my one tip that I haven't mentioned that yet. That really makes an impact. I think we found.
Yes, I always look forward to your messages, Tim.
Aww.
Aww. Anything else you want to add, Brian?
If you have guests on your show, take screenshots of you guys together and either sending it in DM. Like one of the things that I do after every single show is I will do a post in recap. And I will usually use a GIF to post about it, something fun that grabs your attention. And then I do a thank you. And then each and every comment within that post, I share a screenshot and thank each and every guest individually to let them know how much I appreciate them. It's so important, right? I mean, not only just your guests, but also, as Tim shared, most importantly too, everyone that's involved, right? Let them know you appreciate them. It's so important. You know, when you feel appreciated, you want to come back. You want to do more. You want to help. You want, you know, it's just sharing the love is just so important to do.
Totally. Yeah. Acknowledging people that are taking the time out of their day to show up live. I think that's huge. That speaks volumes too. So going that extra step and recognizing that is so important too.
Shout
so
out
cool.
To the volume.
Shout out to everybody. Okay. So hopefully we'll see you in the Facebook chat. I know I'll see Tim and Brian over there so we can chat a few more minutes, and you're all welcome to join us. Stay tuned for the shows the rest of the month, Tuesdays at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, when we're going to talk about courses, how to create your course, how to launch your course, how to figure out if it's something that, you know, the people want out in the market. And that's something that we'll be talking about with a couple of guests I have this month. So make sure to stay tuned, and hopefully we'll see you in the messenger chat. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.